It's late June in Coweta County, Georgia, where police respond to a home after a woman reported that her husband had been shot.
I didn't either. Something about gun went off. Clear back here. Sheriff's office!
Sheriff's office!
By the way, what do the body cams on Law and Crime prove? Maybe that the world is unpredictable, and sometimes when those scary and unpredictable situations arise, having a great lawyer matters, right? Well, that is where our partner and sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, comes in. No, it's not just a place that makes really good hats. This one actually fits me well. No, it's a firm with over 1,000 attorneys. And you know why they have so many? Because they win a lot. Past few months, Morgan & Morgan secured a $29 million verdict for a bicyclist in Philadelphia, a $2.7 million verdict for a car accident victim in Florida, and $5.6 million for a car crash victim in Georgia, after insurance offered that client $0. And even if you think your case isn't worth millions of dollars, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve? And Morgan & Morgan makes it so simple. You can start a claim from your phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC bodycam, or click the link in the description and pin in the comments.
We're here.
We're in the master bedroom.
All right.
Okay, the officer's here.
18291, I need EMS 1018.
Inside, police find 48-year-old Luther Coe III in the arms of his wife, suffering from a gunshot wound.
Law.
Negative.
What about tape?
Oh, yeah. Negative.
He needs a test tube in his left lung. Hurry. Come on, honey, come on. Come on, you can do it. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Slow. The bullet's lodged in his lung.
All right. Give me a chest seal.
He's having a hard time breathing already.
Tell me your ears.
It didn't go through and through. It just went in. Huh? 9 millimeters. Over there.
I ain't worried about it. I just want to know what size hole.
Yep.
You don't know what size.
All right, ma'am.
Let's get her out.
This way, ma'am. All right.
Police identify the suspect, seen here, as 51-year-old Cheryl Coe, the victim's wife of 4 years.
Come on. Well, we're going to go in here and sit down, okay? Yep.
Oh, God.
We're going to go in here and sit down, okay?
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Please. Please, God. Please.
Hey, man, come out here. Okay, listen. If you can do me a favor, if you just have a seat right here for me. Have a seat. He's in good hands, man.
Cheryl is escorted out of the room, while medics work on the victim, who was pronounced dead just minutes later.
All right, ma'am, can you tell me what happened?
He was out in the shop. He'd been in the shop since I got home.
Okay.
I had 5 Angry Orchards sitting out on the back porch by myself.
Okay.
I went to bed. I took my medicine before I went to bed. He came in yelling, and I grabbed the gun off from the nightstand and started shooting because I was scared.
You were scared of him?
No, I didn't know who it was.
Okay.
I didn't know who had come in. I just need somebody to come in the house yelling.
Come in
We
the
leave
house,
our doors open. Oh my God.
Right, come on, we're going to walk right out of here, okay?
Come on.
We're going to walk right out of here.
This seat right here, okay? You want to have a seat right there.
Cheryl gives her initial account of what allegedly happened, leaving one officer with apparent suspicions.
So she had about 5 or 6 beers sitting on the back porch. He's was out in the shop. She had taken her medicine and laid down. He came in yelling about something, and she scared her, so she grabbed the gun and shot. But that doesn't explain why he's nude, and it doesn't explain anything. It makes no sense to me.
Next, Cheryl is moved to the driveway area while medics continue working.
What's going on? What's he?
No clue, ma'am.
Oh, God, please. Oh, God, please help me. Ah. He's telling me no one's going on.
Ma'am, your guess is as good as mine.
Please. I'm just like, what?
Ma'am, look at me. I've been out here with you this whole time, right? Okay, so let them do their job.
He's my whole world.
Say it again.
I said he's my whole world. Why are they all out here?
I'm here with you. Hold on. Hey.
Come in with me.
No, we can't go in. We can't go in.
Why the hell
We cannot go in.
Oh, yeah.
We can't go in, okay?
Oh, God, please.
Why don't you just have a seat over here? Just have a seat.
Oh, please. Why are they all out here?
No.
What?
No.
Why are they all
Come on.
out here? Where is he?
You want a chair?
No, I just want to know what's going on with my husband.
I think you already know what's going on.
No, I don't. Why hasn't he come out here yet? Why haven't
Well,
they
if
come
you
out
don't,
here with
if you don't sit down, we're gonna have to sit you in a car since you're not listening. Okay? We don't want to do that, so you need to chill out here. Okay?
Moments later, investigators arrive with more questions for Cheryl.
My name's Gary, okay? I'm with the coroner's office, okay? And this is Shauna. She's with
You're
the
the
sheriff's
coroner's
office.
office.
Listen to me, hon. You need to listen to me. Sit up. We know what's going on already, okay? So, okay. Tell me what happened this evening. Just start with where were you before you saw him?
I came home from work.
Uh-huh.
He was out in the shop. His son was here. They were out working on his panhead.
And then what happened?
He and I have not really talked since yesterday.
Were y'all fighting?
We had a disagreement.
Okay.
He came home while I was on the porch yesterday, took his bike and loaded off and went away. And he didn't come home till sometime after midnight. I don't know when.
Last night?
And I had my gun on the nightstand because I was here by myself. Both the kids have moved out, and I'm here by myself. And I don't even know if we have a key to these doors. He doesn't believe in locking doors. And
You don't keep this door locked at all?
no, not at all. He said he doesn't believe in it. So I don't even know where the keys are. I don't even know if we have a key to the
Okay.
house. So we were going to talk tonight.
What-
But he
tell me,
stayed out in the
What were y'all
shop.
disagreeing about?
We were disagreeing about something yesterday that had occurred, that has occurred before.
What? So was somebody else? Somebody else involved?
Not particularly.
Okay.
So we hadn't talked. We didn't talk. He was asleep this morning when I left for work. We didn't talk all day. And he sent me a text at 3 o'clock and told me he was ready to talk. And I told him I wasn't sure if I was. And that I'd be home when I got home. And maybe we could talk then. He stayed out in the shop when I got home. I came in. I drank several Angry Orchards
What time did you come in?
at about 5:30.
Okay.
I didn't see
I
him.
got you.
I didn't see him when I got home.
Okay.
I heard him and the music playing out there.
I got you.
And his son was here. And his son came in and came to the garage and asked me to put the wild turkey back in the freezer because he had asked for a shot and couldn't find the glass. So I put the wild turkey back in the freezer. I put the groceries up. I went out and I got an Angry Orchard and I sat on the back porch. I always sit on the back porch every day and have a few beers. I have a few Captain Morgan's and Dr. Pepper, or Angry Orchard is what I had tonight. I had those. He was still out in the shop. I decided I needed to go to bed because I have to open tomorrow. And I went in and I took my medicine. He was still out here. I fell asleep. And then I heard somebody come in the door yelling, and I just reached over on my nightstand and grabbed my gun because that was the only thing I needed to do.
So you grabbed your gun, and then what?
I shot twice, and I figured out it was him after I shot him, and he told me I had shot him.
Did you see him?
The bedroom door was closed. I have
the lights
blackout
on?
curtains
Were
on
the
the
lights
windows.
on? Were there
No,
lights on?
no.
Was the TV still on at that
The
point?
TV was still on, but I couldn't. All the doors were closed.
Was there anybody else here?
No.
At that time, are you sure there was nobody else
No.
here besides the two
Where
of you?
It
your
was just
son?
the two of us. His son had left a while back. I heard his truck leave, but I was still out on the back porch, and he was still up in the shop.
Cheryl reiterates her claim of being startled by a stranger. But next, investigators want to know more about that alleged argument.
Now, when y'all were having a disagreement, did it get physical?
No, it was all by text message. We never even saw each other.
Did you say anything back to him?
After he said that I shot him,
No, when he was yelling.
no, I just grabbed the gun because all I heard was yelling, and I was in a daze. I was already asleep.
What specifically were you all arguing about? Was it another female? Was he talking about maybe divorce? Are you talking about divorce? Or did any of that stuff come up?
No.
Okay. Nothing like that.
Can these gentlemen step away?
Yeah.
We live an alternative lifestyle where we're with other couples, other individuals. He suggested that we go into an open marriage.
When was this, roughly?
I don't know, it was pool season because that's when he suggested it.
So before, when was that, Cheryl? So the argument was over one of y'all want to do that, one of you not, or the people that you're with, or what?
No, Monday I decided that since we went into an open marriage, not the lifestyle, but an open marriage, where he would see other people, I would see other people. Monday we got into an argument about it, and I said, let's just don't do this anymore. Ever since we started the open marriage, it's been an issue. And it was a misunderstanding because I thought he was
because of where I work and because of what I do, I try to keep everything extremely private. And he has misspoken numerous times about the life that we live to people that he doesn't need to talk to about it. He tells people that we're in an, or that he's in an open lifestyle, and then he tries to introduce me to the people. So it's like, it's obvious that I am too, and I don't want that out there. I told him we needed to talk, and I accused him of stepping over that boundary again, and he got very upset with me. I asked him to send me a snapshot of the conversation. He wouldn't do it. I should have to trust him. And he's working his way back from that trust.
You heard that right. Cheryl tells investigators her and Luther had been arguing over their open marriage in the days leading up to the shooting, but she sticks to her intruder narrative for now. Hours later, however, Cheryl is brought into an interview room where that story starts to change.
He wasn't really, he just slammed the door open. I heard thunderous footsteps and then the bedroom door slam open.
Okay. So you're saying that he didn't make a sound, didn't say anything, the door just slung open, and at that point, you reached for your gun?
That's all at that point I reached for the gun.
Okay. And then you said you fired 2 shots.
I'm obviously not a good aim because I fired once and it hit the ceiling or somewhere. I couldn't even see where it even hit.
Okay. And then the second shot is when?
And I fired the second shot to what I thought was the right of whoever, I thought I'd be hitting the TV more than anything else because I was trying to get attention out there more than anything, and so that he could come in and take care of it because I'm not that good of a shot. And I didn't even until he said, "Cheryl, you shot me."
Like when you said he would say things he shouldn't. Like he would say...
Well, that's if we were out somewhere. He had no problem telling anybody, a total stranger, that we were in an open marriage. And, this is the town that I grew up in. We grew up completely differently. He didn't care what anybody thought about him. I did. Mm-hmm. And so I was more private about it than he was. And that's when it would kind of cause a problem. Because he talked to anybody about it after he'd had a few extra shots.
What I'm trying to understand is, do you describe someone opening the door, and when you first spoke to Detective Wade, sort of flung the door open and was yelling, and so you got that beautiful home with all those windows, and it's still light outside, and so even if you had blackout curtains in your bedroom, the light from all of those windows would have shone through your bedroom window. So then that, coupled with the television being there, a person would recognize that their husband of 4 years and the partner of 6, especially if they're speaking, yelling, angry. And earlier you said you fired these 2 shots at this figure, hoping that he would hear you, and come help you in the home. But you've also described... Yes, but you said that you fired these shots so that he could hear you out in the shop where he was playing music so loud. And you just described going into the bedroom to a place where you didn't hear the music anymore. And so I'm having trouble making sense of how both you say you couldn't recognize even the silhouette of your husband through the door, with all this light to shine through, and who is speaking to you, yelling at you, and then you would fire 2 shots in a room where you say you couldn't hear the music from the shot. Why would he be able to hear gunshots from inside that room? So help me understand that.
Well, I mean, we've had people be able to hear gunshots down the road when we were practicing. So, I mean, I really, honestly, I wasn't thinking it through.
Then let me ask you this, because you said you went to bed at 7:15, correct?
Sometime around that.
Okay. And you called 911 at 7:26, correct? That's what the call screen says, that you called 911, okay? So that means that you were asleep for approximately 11 minutes. Okay?
If you fell asleep immediately.
If you fell asleep immediately. So 7:15 to 7:26, that's 11 minutes for someone to fall asleep so hardly that they don't know what's going on, or, the door's, slung open, and the first thing that you do is reach for your gun and fire off 2 rounds. So
I had too much to drink.
Okay. So when I talked to you previously, you stated that somebody slung that door open and they were shouting and screaming. And remember, I asked you, you didn't recognize if it was your husband's voice or not. And what did you say? Do you remember what you said to me?
At this point, no, I don't.
Okay. You had said that you were too dazed, and didn't really know who was screaming and yelling, or what they were saying. So now you're telling us that somebody slung open the door and didn't say anything until you fired the second shot, and then he said, "You shot me," and then you realized that it was your husband. So we're just trying to make sense of all of this.
Right.
And listen, if you all got into an argument or there was something that happened prior to you shooting, let us know. Tell me now so that we can help you.
Detectives confront Cheryl with the apparent inconsistencies in her story before it suddenly takes a dramatic turn.
He came in and slung the door open, and he was yelling at me.
Okay, when you say who? Who's who?
Like,
okay.
He was yelling and throwing things and grabbed the whole of me and told me if I wasn't going to talk to him that I had to go sleep in the other room, and he was pulling me out of the bed, and I grabbed the gun from the side of the bed and I fired it at the ceiling.
Okay. Was that kind of a warning shot, or?
No, that was, I'm scared because he scares me sometimes, especially when he's been drinking, and I don't know whether he'd been drinking or not. And that was, they were both supposed to be warning shots. One was at the ceiling and one was at the wall on the other side. I wasn't trying to hit him.
All right, so when you fired the first shot that went over his head, was he trying to leave the room, or what was he doing at that point in time when you had fired that shot?
He was going after something. And I don't know what he was going after.
Did he say anything to you?
He was mad, and he was screaming and yelling at me and telling me to get my ass out of that bed and go sleep in the other bed if I wasn't going to talk to it, if I wasn't going to get up and talk. At that point, I wasn't where I could get up and talk. I I'd gotten past that point. And I just wanted to be left alone. And he wasn't having it. And he was dragging me out of the bed. And I was just trying to hit the wall behind the TV so that it would scare him off or make him leave. He's my best friend. He's all I have up here. I can't do this without him. And I never meant to do that. Never, ever meant to do that.
Investigators would later determine that Luther suffered a contact bullet wound, defined by the gun being pressed against the victim's skin as it was fired. After a lengthy legal process, Cheryl was ultimately found guilty in August 2025 of malice murder, felony murder, and aggravated assault. She was sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole. Subscribe now for easier access to the latest from Law&Crime BodyCam